Welcome to another edition of Book of Jake, and it's Chinese New Year. We have Haniff here, who's been the talk of the town, whether for all the right purposes or the wrong purposes. You know, but and I actually wanted to get you here just to clarify certain things. And let's start at the beginning. How are you feeling?
Well, today I'm alright. Now I'm okay. I think for most people who ask me how you're doing, thank you. They reached out, friends, families, ex-employers also reached out. And my my basic answer was I needed a break. I needed a break.
So I will get straight to the point and ask the questions that's on everybody's mind. Benda ni nampak macam drama ni. Nampak macam it looked like it was staged.
I think to that I have to say this. All my life as say a public figure, big or small doesn't matter. All my life I have avoided drama. Right? This would have been something I avoided. But at that point that it happened, you know, I was pushed to the brink, you know, and then emotionally I couldn't.
Why were you pushed to the brink?
Banyak benda lah, Jake. I think as I was maturing in radio, there was a fear that this is the end. You know, there's always that fear. There's always that. You know, with contract stuff, I think most people don't know and only assume kita under HR. We're not. We get contracts every year or every 2 years.
Actually, I am guilty of this lah. So
I know. I was there during the change. Yeah, so I pernah jadi full-time staff of Astro.
So I got into football management where I thought, you know what, we can't have players becoming strikers at the age of 50. So
it's kind of true. I
It's
understand.
a business. But let's leave all that aside.
Yeah.
Right? So the question that's on everybody's mind and needs to be addressed, because I was reading some of the comment, it's just filthy, you know. But I do understand that people have a vested interest in this. It felt staged. And to a point, it felt not staged. So in my head, what I heard was, alah aku malas, but they were body shaming. I don't think anybody is body shaming. I think they were saying like, you know, you look, even I was guilty. I said, hey, I like just like a hobo and stuff like that. And you know, did we cross the line?
To a certain extent, yes. I think it was very in my face, while I've already said it's not for me. You know, this whole gymming thing is really not for me. I know the people around me, my brother goes to the gym. He's invited me before, I said no.
I don't think it's about the gym. I think
no, it's not that. I'm just saying
persona.
the whole thing about, dude, you got to look better, right? And they don't understand I think the mental state I was in. And of course I don't share those things.
Okay, what was the mental state you were in?
Questioning a lot of things. Is this the right move? Bro, I think as an English presenter now, I've always known being a Malay presenter means you have millions of listeners as compared to an English presenter. Even if you're the number one station, probably a Malay station would be what? Double, triple?
Or maybe quadruple.
Right. So that you know the numbers.
Yes.
Definitely. Now for that, as my mind was working towards challenging myself into something new, I told you I wanted to make something else and become number one again. It was also the whole point of, did I just brand myself lower than what I am? Because I'm dropping myself from a Malay industry to an English, while everybody else in the English industry...
So is that what you feel? Going from Malay to English is a drop?
It's a lot of... that's why I say it's a mixed feeling.
Okay.
These are things that's going on in my mind. While I feel I'm done with... any Malay crowd would have known me because I've done era, right? Now it's a new market that I have to dive in, right? So it's both. It's both. It's always in my mind. You don't stop thinking about it, right? And then I also have to think about, is this the end, bro? Like, was it the end for me? I didn't know. Nobody can. You can tell me, don't worry, bro. You just wait. I'll come. You can tell me in the DM, which he did. Don't worry, bro. Give me a couple of years. We got a position for you. This was masa you awal-awal moving into Media Prima. But that wasn't a contract, dude. You know what I mean? So the fear is still there. Like, wait, is this the end? But what do I do after? So all of this,
So if I might weigh in a little bit, so I actually think there's a bit of imposter syndrome. And I hope you don't mind.
Okay,
I'll
you
be
go
very
ahead.
clear. So And you were absolutely right in saying that, from 4 million, 4, 5, 6 million or whatever the ridiculous numbers Malay audience is, moving down to an English number. But I'm the one who actually got Haniff in the Fly FM, and I thought it was a bodacious move. I just wanted to try something different, like how we did KJ. So from a minister to probably the best announcer right now currently. So I thought, let's do something different. Let's reinvent the wheel here. So coming from a 4 million, 5 million, or 6 million to suddenly a 1 million, did you feel at any point that benda ni boleh tak aku buat?
Yeah, still. And still. It's been what, 6 months? And there's only been good comments. You minus what had happened, me storming up. Good comments. Generally, my friends who are English speaking, most of them, the close ones, they're happy, they're listening to me now. I did 16 years in a Malay station, none of them listened to me. They knew what I was doing, so that was the pride. That was the moment. Yeah. But I mixed around with Kerinci, and I'm near Medan, and I'm Dato' Harun, I'm everything, and itulah the feeling of, Ian knows this. Ian tahu, I always question, aku ni English ni good enough ke for English?
Yeah, you even asked me this, right? and we do ad checks. Ad checks is when we go through a critic, and one thing I said was, the show is Malaysianized, which is true, because we all speak takkan, like I can go back and forth in Malay and English very easily. Aku dah tahu kan, aku memang cakap Melayu. So I can do it really relatively very easy. And you just have to switch your thinking. And I thought the show became very Malaysianized, which is something I cherish a lot. It's different.
Let me just also add on. If you don't, I think other podcast pun Jake dah explain what an ad check is. Is the biggest fear every radio announcer has.
But Jake ad check you.
It's also the most important part of being a radio announcer, when your management or whoever runs the station corrects you on what you're doing right and wrong on your station for the better, right? And so when Jake Man does it, and we do it every Monday now, I was very surprised. One of it was you not correcting my tone ke, my slang ke. In fact, you said, it's good that I am speaking both Malay and English. Sure, 10% Malay. And that kind of like, aku lega je. Because that's naturally me,
We don't go to a mama shop and then we speak fluent English. It's Manglish lah, But besides that, I actually feel, and this is me with my years of experience, and you can correct me at any time, thought that you felt that you were an imposter. It was an imposter syndrome. Sometimes we take the job and don't think we can live up to it. Imposter syndrome. And then the sudden pressure of, hey, you don't look good for. And I also have a part to play in this because I was at the Neo concert.
Oh yes, you were.
I was at the Neo concert and I was looking down and said, God, this guy's look
bulat. You said,
bulat. So I should have said that, but it comes with the territory name. You have to understand. When you're in this business, you're in the public eye, and while the audience grows old, generally the stars don't grow. You faham tak?
Faham, understood.
So it's a business decision for us also. So I guess everything macam serentak lah, benda-benda ni happen together. So what's your walkout stage, or was it real? Because at one point I was thinking, budak ni content.
No, okay. I mean, since we're open about this, no, it wasn't staged. Yes, it was real. I was pissed. But what I was really more upset about was the decision of the station to post it up. That was a very personal moment I had with Ian, and everybody else knew. I wasn't very happy. Those videos that were up before me walking out, but that was real. I was upset, And you see, the thing about, even if you call me fat, it's fine, Jake. I know what you mean by it. It's fine if you're calling me, bro, you need to lose weight. Ian pun is fine. My manager is fine.
Ian needs to lose more weight than you.
Well, it doesn't matter because we have crossed the border of colleagues and friendship.
Yes.
But everybody else, when you do it in the open, everybody else gets a chance to talk to me about it. Come on, man.
Suddenly it is the focus.
Yeah, and then calling in, talking to me about my son, bro. Itu
it's crossing the line lah.
Compounding everything of me now feeling inferior of my position being a Malay announcer into English. Now, a lot of these English announcers, they feel like, oh, Haniff is the popular guy from the Malay industry. So you see, what people don't understand, if you are consuming English entertainment, the entertainers in the English punya platforms, they see Malay entertainers as super big, super celebrities, right? And now I'm coming in and everyone's looking at me, wow, Mamat ni ada 250,000 followers. He must be a star. But I'm not though, you know, and inside, I feel very inferior because aku tak pernah buat English. Tak pernah.
Yeah, but look at the possibility. Okay, the facts. Okay, I'll speak about the facts. The facts are you came from a relatively large radio station era. Okay, and I was part of that. It was a long time ago and successful. Okay, huge following. Then you joined Fly, and a very fast-growing English station, and we are driven to drive it to number one. I wouldn't be surprised if it's number one already. But here's the thing: realistically, you are the number one announcer right now on an English radio station. Have you considered that?
Okay.
No, you faham tak apa cakap? Sebab you see, hang on. The Malay community will know Haniff more than they know any other English announcer in the country. Do you agree? Yes or no?
I agree.
Okay, yes or no? Now compounded with your 1 in a million, aku tak pernah tengok show tu lah, but I caught it on your Instagram and all that. You know. It's just quite amazing. I mean, giving out $1 million a year.
It is huge.
If I could sing, I would be on it lah.
You have to chase the
Like giving
million.
a car every weekend. What the hell? Anyway, it's like millions are watching you. So you are the biggest thing since sliced bread for English station. You are the number one English radio station, or to me, announcer. So has this actually scared you? Aku rasa kau ni macam takut tau ni.
Dia takut ada, you know, the takut is expectations lah. You know, and I guess we can be open that the shift from taking me out of Astro into Media Prima was also macam kau beli player lah, Jay. There was that amount, and I'm aware of that amount. I'm aware of that amount, Jay. Am I really worth that? Dia macam tu, dia macam, dude, kau benda yang paling mahal. And many times, you know, when Jake said on, banyak kali I call Aaron Pinto, who's also
Their boss lah. I'm actually a consultant. I consult.
Yeah. I also call Jake. Jake, are you sure, Jake? Just don't make the payment first.
It's true. It's true.
Aku penakut. In many ways, I question my decisions all the time. But many times in my life, it's always been kita langgar dulu lah.
Okay. So here's a question for you. Has this affected your mental health? Yes.
It has.
So were you in any form of, and I'll be very honest, that this happens to me, I'll be depressed.
I don't think it was. I mean, I'm very careful with the word depression. I know of people who I love who were depressed, who are depressed. I am not depressed, no. Tapi I've always had a good macam
outlet.
yeah, the surroundings. You know, my family is very close to me, and at that week when that happened, when I stormed out, I quickly went to Cherating, Jake. My boys were with me, you know, and it was so chill, bro. There was a time when the first few days, no phones, no Instagram, no nothing. Tak ada apa. In fact, there was a whole day, me and my boys, kita memang, our rule was no phones. You know, no phones. Let's just be us. Kita beautiful. But there was also a time when my son asked me about it. That was the realization lah, you know. It's very unbecoming of me to storm out of a job, you know, because dia bukan pasal takut kontrak, dia bukan pasal takut kena pecat, because I'm very responsible over people around me too. Ian included, my manager included, Sean included. Everybody knows this. You can ask anyone from Era, bro. I would have never done that. It was at a point where I couldn't anymore.
So
I stormed out.
memang dah kemuncak lah.
Kemuncak. And when my son asked me about it, I cannot have. It's one thing him seeing, you know, on socials people doing stupid things, but another seeing his father doing it. I cannot have my son seeing that and thinking it's okay to storm out.
Storming out.
It was storming out, bro. I mean, I come from an army dad, bro, you know, and he would not have taken that. He would, bro. I know you're going through something, but you gotta call
You feel like a man, yeah?
You have to face it. You have to face it. And that was my biggest fear. I don't want my kids growing up thinking, or other kids, whatever.
Okay.
You know, and people who, I wouldn't say idolize me, but at least use me as an example, seeing this, hey, Haniff boleh buat? No, you don't slum out of something you're responsible over. You don't do that.
Yeah,
you know?
but how did the reconciliation happen? And then what made you decide? Did you ever think that you're going to leave the fly firm? At any point? I'm sure you did. No,
Yeah, sure. Bro,
I actually volunteered to do the show, you know.
Jake, I looked
I
through
was
my
just kidding, but
contract.
I said, I'll do this show because the show must go on, right? Yeah.
I looked through the contract. Obviously, what are the possibilities? No, I cannot afford the payback. This is too new, bro.
Ironclad.
Of course, I looked through. I was looking at the possibilities. I was even thinking of calling the CEO, Nazri, who's also, you know, our friend, my boss. Yes, to say, "Ada space, take out FM," because this is a place where.
Did you consider on FM?
Why not? I'm good at Malay radio.
you're
I'm
comfortable
pretty good at Malay radio. But why not if you do have a space, you know? And that way, I was thinking, I don't break contract, what? But I didn't. I'm just saying.
Transfer.
Dia macam transfer player. I'm just saying, at that time, at that point, so many things was going on in my head. It kind of only ended, I don't know, the night that the 1 in a million happened. You know, when Ian came, I thought, okay, these guys are serious.
Aku ingat benda tu buat tau. I mean, because to me, it's like, I consult from the outside, I don't get involved in all this. But I actually thought it was, why is even there? But then I realized, then something triggered because Ian trains with me in the gym. Then I realized, you guys are actually like brothers.
Memang.
And when somebody doesn't want to see you, kan, macam kau memang tak nak jumpa dia for a while because you wanted a space, kan? And Ian's not like that. Ian needs to solve the issue now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
If you think about it, having a radio partner means you spend more time than your wife actually with your radio partner, because we do about 6-7 hours besides on air in the studio. After that, the prepping. So I see him 6-7 hours. It's only been 6 months, but we've been friends 14 years. So yes, the bond or the brotherhood is more important than
all this stuff. Yeah.
It is really important that he came that
That's
day. It was
honorable.
really important, and it. Masa
triggered
tu,
lah.
I was so focused on work. Of course, if you see the video, betul, I was a bit upset that you came, but that's where I thought, okay, you know, macam girlfriend boyfriend lah, bro. You know,
Memang. Some romance.
it is correct lah. It's bromance is the right word for it lah, you know. And for that, now I'm a bit more relaxed to check out all these comments. People calling it gay or people calling it over dramatic. Well, I think as men kan, kita kadang-kadang we cannot be so huggy because there's an expectation. Oh, kau masculine, bro.
Yeah, but you know, I actually don't care about all these comments because as long as there's there's an avenue for people to say dumb things, they will continue to say it. And yeah, they have to. Yeah, it's part of their lives. I saw so many comments from people, and then I checked the accounts. Tak ada follower. You know, who could it be? I don't know. Then there's like, oh, you know, I unfollow you and all that. But to me, this is a real thing. I think why I wanted to catch up with you is, one, I wanted to know whether it's true. Number two is, men generally don't speak up. I'm one of those people. I have a very tough time actually sharing what I'm going through. And I think that because of your military dad and you all are wired that way, you know, and it could affect our mental health to a certain degree. And this is where it hit the fan for you.
Yeah, very, very true. But this time around, I mean, I hit rock bottom a few times. Not just this. And even that is too much for me to explain. Rock bottom means something yang macam, to me at a point, it's traumatic to even speak about it. So yes, men, we go through this too, and we'd rather not talk about it because the response that we get, there's no
resolution.
Tak ada resolution, because finally it's me and me alone who will decide what to do.
I guess we
Right?
have to speak about it. And
Yeah.
it's really important because, you know, and like I said, you know, a close friend of mine, I'm sure you know Cameron Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, took his own life during COVID, and he was the sanest person you'll know, most resilient person. And I was shocked that one day I get a call and says, hey, your mate has passed away. So, you know what I mean? It can happen to anybody. So I guess we have to chat to somebody. My out is I go to the gym and I bandai until you know what I mean?
I advocate for it. You know, I've been to a psychiatrist before. I've been to a counselor before. You name it, I've done it all. I'm very, not ashamed to say it.
That's great.
It helped. It helped.
It's good to talk.
Yeah.
It's not, people think that you go into the shrink, you're a loony bin. No,
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
not.
that.
Yeah,
You
it
just need
helps.
to, in fact, they'll say, so tell me more, tell me more, tell me. I need that job.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so, but are you okay now?
What's okay? So if you ask me,
Were you better, in a better place than you were a month ago?
Today, yes, 100% today, definitely. I spoke to who I needed to speak to. I have a very understanding girlfriend. I have a very, loving mom. My brother was always around. My sister in Saudi, even she's very supportive of me. She checks on me, cousins, everybody. So grateful that I have all these support system. But what I'm saying is, I also want people to understand that going to seek help from a professional is very different from talking to your support system lah. Because talking to a stranger, bro, ada satu,
Easier lah.
yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
But
okay.
yeah.
You can curse in my show.
You can say whatever you want to say, and this guy doesn't judge you based on your background, who you know, anak siapa, tak ada. It's a professional. He's a stranger. I like that. If you were thinking of seeing a counselor, if you were thinking of seeking professional help, you 50-50 about it, do it. Because
That's very good advice.
just do it once. You can discontinue it, you know what I mean?
That's
Do it
very good
once.
advice.
Because I find it happy for me to do it the first time now. But once I was out, I was like, oh damn. I needed, I cried. Like, this stranger saw me cry. Who's this guy? Never met.
I made you cry once.
Yeah. I don't think you remember. I do.
You
I'll
told
tell
me.
you.
You told me.
So I told him, he made me cry. Like, when? I'm like, bro, it was like a very pivotal moment of my life.
You're a kid then.
20s,
Yeah,
I was in my late 20s.
So what's next for Fly FM?
Number one,
I
no?
actually believe
what's
that.
next
I
for
actually
Fly.
believe that you all have done some amazing things. You're real. You all are talking about real things, and you guys might not know it, but they were actually talking about pairing up years ago. And God's will is God's will, and it has happened, Alhamdulillah. And they're getting on really well. The show is just not hard. And this is my take on radio. I said this 15 years ago, watch radio rather than listen to radio. And I didn't know how the technological advancement would grow radio. And in the last 2 weeks, I have received more than 150 calls and messages asking me whether this is true. These are people who have never listened to radio. So whether it is true or not, now we know it was true, it was a real thing. It's helped the show. And I like the fact that you all are putting your real selves on air. Because that's what people want to know, that you guys are real people. Kadang-kadang kita ni buat drama, we put on a persona that is not real. When you are real, people let you into their lives. And I think that's what happened. I mean, this is my take.
I would never let this happen again, because I think even if I'm in a bad state of mind or body or soul or whatever you want to see, however you want to see it, I cannot allow it to go public, because
Okay.
the impact on people around me was,
Bad lah.
it was horrible. Now, if I'm not picking up calls, someone's going to call my mom. If my mom doesn't pick up a call, someone's going to call my brother. You know what I mean?
So the chain reaction.
It was a chain reaction over. Itulah, that's, I guess, good and bad of being a public figure. That's it. Orang sayang kau, you know. But the on the other side, everybody gets involved lah. Everybody got involved. I was a bit, lepas tu, now that I'm, talking to everybody, I'm so apologetic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But I went through what I went through.
And here's my thing about this. What's next for Fly? And you and Ian?
Same as Ian, I think I speak for both of us on this. We've done so many things on radio, for radio, that's become exemplary, kan? And then there's Fly FM. What else do we do, right? So that's always been the pressure. And of course, aku tak nak number 2 lah, bro. I want to be number 1, man. That's like that's
I believe,
always been.
I actually believe you guys are already close or even search, but apart from that, apart from ratings and all that, I really enjoy listening to the show. I become a fan, so and it's very hard to impress me.
I think that's the also something I said in the previous podcast with you dengan Ian that time. I wanted to be a household name, me and Ian. It was a conversation we had 14 years ago. It manifested now, and we do want to leave behind a whole legacy of like, do you remember Ian and Haniff? That's what I want for my kids though. Wherever it is, when I leave, they will always say, yeah, that's my dad.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, thanks for coming in, and it's Chinese New Year, and parting words to anybody.
It was real. What I feel was good about this whole episode was there are very healthy conversations going online. Despite the negativities as well, that to me is also real. Your opinions, your conversations, what you feel about what had happened, and you share it online, giving other people opportunity to also share your opportunities and so that to me is the underlying truth. I feel it's good that everyone's talking about it, though the pressure's on me now. I'll be all right, thank you. And I don't know, bro.
Guys, thanks for watching. So I had to do this. By the way, this shot in my home. I'm actually wearing a pair of shorts. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, follow Ned, follow Fly FM, and you could probably be listening to the #1 radio station. Take it easy, guys.